name is Ian Chin, and welcome to the Baking Chin, the show that tries to show that baking is fun, easy, and I think rather appealing. So today we're going to make a gluten-free bread. Now I have some friends that are gluten intolerant or have celiac disease, and it's very hard for them, I find, to make good gluten-free bread, or to even find gluten-free bread that isn't in the frozen section. And what's nice about this gluten-free bread recipe that I'm about to share with you is that it doesn't, you can buy just about all of the ingredients at your local supermarket. It might be a little hard to get the flaxseed, but most supermarkets have that now, or you could just go to your local health food store. And also, this recipe doesn't have any of the gums. There's no guar gum or xanthan gum. It's just held together with the flaxseed and the boiling water. And it's very wholesome bread, and it's a very good recipe to have in your gluten-free repertoire. So let's get started. What we shall need to make this bread is 450 grams of cornstarch, 100 grams of flaxseed meal, 10 grams of instant yeast dissolved in 50 grams of warm water, 100 grams of yogurt for some tang, 7 grams of salt, 50 milliliters of oil, 30 grams of honey, and 375 milliliters of water. First, bring the 375 milliliters of water to a boil, and when boiling, add the flax meal mix and mix for about 2 minutes. And then take it off the heat and keep mixing until it is very thick and gluten-like, kind of like a gel, and slightly cooled. Now mix the flax meal mixture and all the other ingredients into the cornstarch very well. Like a doctor's appointment, there should be minimal lumps. Don't worry about overmixing because there is no gluten. Now set aside to rise for 30 to 40 minutes. After the initial rise, oil the work surface and shape the dough into a rough loaf shape. And as I always say, proper lubrication is important so you can easily slip and slide around the work surface and fit everything in. So now, put it in a greased loaf pan and let rise for an additional 30 minutes or so. And when risen, bake in a preheated 450 degrees F oven or 230 degrees C oven for about 25 minutes. And when done baking, let it sit in the pan for 20 minutes covered. And then afterwards, when you take it out of the pan, wrap it with plastic wrap to keep the moisture in. The finished loaf should look about like this. As you can see, it is very soft and bread-like inside, as it is bread. It is perfect for a sandwich or a picnic. Now let's give this a bit of a try. And I spread this with some homemade orange curd, which is very nice to have on hand, but not the only nice thing to have on hand. So let's try it. That's awfully good. It's a very spongy and moist, like any bread is supposed to be. And with the orange curd, it almost tastes like a cake. But it's a very good gluten-free bread. And here's a bit of a caveat. If you want this at its optimal freshness, you should eat it the day of. And if you're doing this for a picnic or something, I would bake it right before you go to the picnic so it's at its optimal sponginess and breadness. But also, after the first day, even if you keep it in plastic wrap, it'll tend to get a little dry, as a lot of gluten-free breads tend to do. But if you put it in the toaster, or if you sprinkle a little bit of water on it and you put it in the microwave for about 30 seconds, it'll soften up a lot and it'll be almost like fresh, and that's great for any sandwiches. So that's how I make my gluten-free bread. And as you can see, it didn't have any of the gums, and it's made with just about easy to find things in your supermarket. and it makes it so you don't have to limit yourself if you're gluten-free or gluten intolerant. So, thanks very much for joining me today on the Baking Chin. My name is Ian Chin, and as always I wish you happy baking. There's little Mac. He's named after the sandwich.